So what can you sell an Amazon business for? That is an excellent question. And while most of us build this for the passive recurring income, some of us also build this to sell the business, or you might choose to sell the business later. So in this video, here's what we're going to go through. How the value of an Amazon business is determined, the average multiple that an Amazon business sells for, the types of deals in those sales of those businesses. So how those deals are structured, what assets you want to work on in order to improve the multiple of your business, where you can actually list and sell your business. I'm also going to include an example of a business that would sell for $500,000 and an example of a business that could sell for $1 million. We'll also touch on which niches of businesses sell best, so which categories. And I'm going to include a real life example of a seller who sold his business for over $1 million. Number one, how to value an Amazon business. Now, the process of how to determine the valuation of your business, how much you could actually sell it for, is quite simple, but there are two methods to this. The first is the baseline method. Here, you're simply going to take your average monthly net profit for over the past 12 months, the average of your net profit per month, and you're going to times it by your business's multiple, and that will give you your business's valuation. Now, most online businesses sell for a multiple between 20 and 50, and that is 20 times net monthly profit or 50 times net monthly profit. So that's quite a simple one. Just your net monthly profit times your multiple. Let's say it's 30x, and that gives you your business's valuation, what you could potentially sell it for. The second method here is the seller discretionary earnings method, or the SDE method. Now, this is actually more often used than the baseline method, and that's because it also factors in the seller's income. So it doesn't deduct the seller's salary before working out that net profit per month, but you can work it out like this. So for a month, and remember, you're looking for your monthly average over the past 12 months, you're going to take your revenue minus your cost of goods sold, minus your operating expenses, plus the seller's salary, and that will give you your seller discretionary earnings. In other words, the seller can do with that what they wish. And so you take your SDE and you're going to multiply it by your same multiple. So SDE times your multiple equals your business's valuation. And so this one's also very simple. It's simply not factoring in deducting the seller's salary. It's basically your business and what that business is left with in net profit, not considering what you're paid as the seller. Number two, so what is the average multiple for an Amazon FBA business? Well, on screen here, you can see a study that was done by Empire Flippers. They specialize in selling online businesses. And here in the snapshot, you can see that the average multiple from a study they did, and this was in 2017, and we'll touch on what the multiple is now, but the average multiple was 23 between these 19 FBA businesses that were sold. And you can also see that sellers usually listed for a 26x multiple, and then they usually ended up getting a 23x multiple. Also worth noting there is it usually takes about 64 days to sell an FBA business. But if we look at a more current multiple, in this screenshot here, you can see in 2020, that multiple for FBA businesses rose to 28.5x. Again, that's 28.5 times your net monthly profit. So that's the multiple you can use if you want to estimate your business's valuation. Number three, the types of deals. Now, it's also worth noting that you might get the valuation, but you can't always expect 100% of that payment immediately, especially with a more complex business or where there's a lot of supplier relationships, etc., like with FBA. And Empire Flippers actually found that 73% of the valuation or the agreed sell price, that's what's usually paid up front for an FBA business. And then the other remaining amount of that sell price is paid in different ways. through different deal structures. Now, in some cases, 100% will be paid over upfront and you are now no longer part of that business and it's the buyer's business. But in the cases where it's not 100%, here are some common deal types. Seller retained equity. Now, this is when you as the seller retain a little bit of equity. So they may pay for 80% of the business upfront. You retain 20% of the business and then you consult with the buyer. It's now their business, they're running it. You consult with them periodically and they also pay you a monthly dividend because you still have equity in that company. So that's one way of doing this. Or you could do an earn out structure. And this is when the buyer might pay you for 70% of the business or the agreed sell price of the business. And then that's like a down payment, almost like a down payment on a house. And they pay the remaining 30% over time. Now that allows the buyer to actually keep some of their capital aside for growing the business that they've just bought, and then you will usually earn that earnout per month based on the net profit of that business. Number 4, the assets that you can build to boost your business's multiple. So these points are based on my own knowledge, but also some of the experts at Empire Flippers. 1, build a brand. This is because you then have a trademark and brand registry. Both are assets that are going to boost your business's multiple. And of course, a brand connects with consumers, and that's another intangible asset. 2, build social media. Having an active audience of subscribers or followers is another big asset to any buyer and also reduces their risk. They feel this is less risky because we have an audience that we can promote to at will. 3, build an email list. And you should all be doing this. You know, I advocate this. We have tutorials on this, but you should be doing this with lead magnets or some type of follow-up with your customers. 4, number of SKUs. And I think you'll find this surprising, but most buyers actually want less SKUs. That's because this is easier to manage, and that means less products, if you aren't aware of what SKUs mean, but less products, easier to manage. And they found that businesses sell faster, sometimes for more, if there's few core products, and different SKUs might just be different colors of those core SKUs, but actually fewer products can work to your benefit. 5, history. Pull your Amazon reports every single month. The longer back that your financials go for the business, the easier the sale is going to be. 6, business age. The longer that this business has been running, the better. It shows stability and again reduces the buyer's risk. And also on that point, the longer the business has been going is going to increase product review numbers. And product review counts are important to buyers. Again, it mitigates risk and it solidifies that product's place on the Amazon results. 7, mitigate risk by diversifying into different markets. This doesn't mean adding a whole lot of different products to your product line. It rather means expand in the market. So don't just sell in the US, but expand to Canada or even Europe. If you sell in Europe, don't sell in one country, sell in multiple. That's diversifying, and it's also something buyers look for. And 8, know when to sell. A growing business is going to fetch a much higher multiple than a declining business. So you also want to stay on top of when would be best for you to sell, take out the capital. Yes, you're not going to earn your monthly income, your passive income from the business, but when is right for you to do that so you can go start a different business, start a new venture, start a different brand. Number 5, where is best to sell your business? I would definitely recommend Empire Flippers. That's where I got a lot of the info for this video as well. And they have the longest standing track record in terms of selling FBA businesses. They also sell all different types of online businesses. I remember looking into buying a certain business on their platform about 2 years ago. It's a very, very good system. Now, there are other websites, but personally, I don't have enough experience with those to recommend them. Definitely check out Empire Flippers. I'll link them below as well. Number 6, a business that would sell for $500,000. So in these calculations, we're going to use the SDE method, and we're also not going to consider things like social media or email lists. So at today's multiple of about 28.5x, your business would need to be making a net monthly profit of $17,550. And so that might look like this. You have 3 products. The average sale price is $35. The average net profit per product is $10. The average monthly sales for each of those products is $600. And so the average profit per month for each of the products is $6,000. So your overall net profit per month would be about $18,000. With today's multiple, that would allow you to sell that business for about $500,000. 7. A business that would sell for $1 million. Well, at today's multiple, 28.5x, your business would need to make $35,100 in net profit per month. And that might look like this. You have 8 products. Your average sale price is $35 with a net profit per unit of $10. Your average monthly sales is just $450 because some might sell less than others. And so your average profit per month for each of the products is $4,500. And your overall net profit per month is going to be $36,000. That is a business you could sell for about $1 million. Number 8, which niche sells best? Well, in Empire Flipper's study of 19 different sales of 19 different FBA businesses, this screenshot shows the niches that those businesses focused on. And from it, you can see that there's no standout niche specifically. All of them sell very well, which I think will be comforting. However, they do note that in their research, businesses that center around the niche of health do very well specifically. And 9, a real life example. So check this out.
So hey guys, so one of the things I want to share, and I shared with Seth earlier on, was that I went through an acquisition recently, actually yesterday. I'm here at the JOD Summit, and I actually got $500,000 more because I had my Amazon under control. I don't know how they do it, but when you have a little arrow that says 6, 7, and 8,000 growth, I don't know how they can do that, but I can tell you that I went from 1 or 2 items a week to over $1,700 a day by implementing everything that I learned from Seth, from the course, and just going over and over on the videos, spending an hour each night. And so when it came to the acquisition, the number was low, because I was in certain retail stores, but what I did was I was able to switch and say, look, hey, we're in Amazon, here's our presence, this is what we're doing, and the growth pattern. And honestly, I got $500,000, actually it was a little bit more than $500,000 more, because I had that under control. So Seth, thank you, mate. You just made me $500,000. So I'm gonna use that money and buy into this mastermind and see if I can help everyone else achieve the same things that I did. So sweet, I'm gonna get back in there.
And Craig is an awesome dude. I actually met him in Las Vegas after he had just sold his business, and he was there as a part of the Just One Dime conference. He's also a Just One Dime student. And if you guys do want to learn how to build this business the right way with Just One Dime in that step-by-step manner, you can also check out the description below. I'm going to leave links there. I'm also going to make a pinned comment. That's actually going to show you different options, because you might not want certain parts of the program, or you do want certain parts, or it just fits your budget best. So you can also check out those in the pinned comment right below this video. And if you now know more about selling an FBA business, please drop this video a quick like for me. Remember to subscribe. We release videos like this every single week, but I wish you a massive exit. And I do hope the content we provide here helps you toward that. And as always, I will catch you in the next video.